Okay.
Hello, hi, there's you.
Yeah.
Okay, let me turn this down. Do you hear? Do you? Jesus, can you hear me? Papa, can you
So
hear
I
me?
was fucking around with the buttons
Oh,
on my
she got all
fucking.
excited. She said it's better.
Okay. Yeah, I'm talking. And I accidentally hung
Might
up
be a
because
little.
I'm fucking with the buttons on my Beats headphones.
Yeah,
It's better, Lee.
yeah. Lee says that's it. Let me turn
Okay.
you sideways. Let me flip you sideways here.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
everyone. Thank you, Thurman, maestro of technology.
I guess I don't really know if I've
I would be
really
completely
fixed it.
fucking lost. Like, I would be talking to myself if I ever tried to do one of these things. Like, nobody would ever hear me.
We're pretty unless I'm here, but other than that, we are talking to ourselves. Here, I'll move mine away.
Much better. Okay, Jamie says
Much
much better.
better.
Thank you,
Cool.
Jamie.
I
This
think
live chat shit's pretty sweet.
I think you can pull it away because when you get too close, it gets a little like guy at the mall.
Is it
Or
better?
that's no, that's
Is
too
that
quiet.
fucking
Get
okay? So
closer,
I'm gonna keep
closer.
it better like this.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah, it's like the guy at Tops who's like, "Time to check out this guy's so shit, and you're like,
Carry out.
And then like the kids, you worked at Tops. Do you ever get used to like do you ever understand what the guy was saying?
No, no. Well, actually, it's funny. The only time I actually heard him clearly was when they called me into the office to fire me.
Yeah,
After
Steve
I took
LaBarber.
I took a fucking 2 shots in the knee for those assholes too. Remember, I got hit by that old lady.
2 shots in the knee for those assholes is the sequel to Too Much Pussy.
I did. I got hit by a car. I think we told that story. We had
Yeah,
to.
I think maybe get a
Twice,
little
yeah.
closer. Get a little closer.
Better, better. Too much,
Yeah, I have no
Okay.
way to turn your. I can't turn you up,
dude.
over
I don't know.
here.
I can't. Like I said, I can't hear myself. In my headphones, I can only hear you, so I have no idea what the volume is on my end.
It's
Um,
honestly to me, it sounded perfect this whole time.
Okay.
But I changed my audio situation.
So I think. Okay.
All right, is
We're-
it good?
we
Just
are-
keep hitting us up in the live chat and letting us know if
we
it's
are
all right.
breaking records by.
Well, we
I think
figured this
is
out
the
at
worst,
fucking midnight last night.
the worst open
It's got to
of
be
a
worse.
show. Okay.
I
Well,
think like the '86 Oscars was probably terrible. Billy Crystal just doing his whole thing. Ugh.
Okay,
That's
we
probably the
got-
worst opening.
we got thumbs up from Jamie. All right, thanks, Jamie, man.
Yeah.
Another correspondent we have in the field.
Okay. What? Lee's next to me just muttering things. Was this bad things, good things? What? All right. I mean, most of this is just going to be recorded and seen after, but I can cut all that shit in the beginning now until it figures out. And I'll cut it.
Okay.
I'll fade it in. It'll be all cool, right?
Yeah, nice.
It'll
Facts
look
and shit.
good. Yeah. All right. So we're doing this. We figured this out at like midnight last night, by the
Mhm.
way. I woke
Yeah,
up.
we were gonna do it in person, and health concerns.
Yeah. As a whole, we don't get into it. But fucking, I woke up today and was like I kind of remembered that we did all that last night because I was like already like ready to go to bed, and then I was like, well, let me see if I can figure this out because I better give it a good fucking go.
Yeah.
And then we did figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, awesome. And I woke up today, and then I kind of thought that was like half a dream. I'm like, oh shit, we're really doing a show today, aren't we? Fuck.
It's all kind of brand new. Usually, I just go to your house and you got everything fucking figured out. I just sit down. It's pretty great. Now I'm like, oh shit, I have to do stuff. Fuck, I just got like this new computer and this fucking weird microphone that works or does not work. I'm not sure. So it's all fun. It's all brand new, experience. So I'm glad that you, Jamie, get to experience it with us live. So that's pretty cool.
You'll get some people in. It's gonna be like every music gig we ever played where people walk in 15 minutes before like last call and they're like, you're done?
Yeah,
Why
play
you
another
done?
song. Come on, what the fuck? Romer was famous for that, man.
Romer was amazing.
Romer actually, a lot of times, would show up as soon as we were done playing.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing, like how he timed that out. Actually, now he probably just didn't like us, and then
he was just there to like pick up all the chicks that we weren't gonna get to bang.
Exactly, because we got to pack up and stuff. We get fucked.
Or because
not
we
literally
played like a Primus song and girls just don't really like that stuff.
No, we make dudes dance. That was like our slogan for Mechanico.
Make dudes
we get
dance.
dudes dance. There's always like some fucking bearded guy in cargo shorts. It'd be like the winter time, and he's just like punch dancing, like yeah, you know?
Yeah.
We're like, oh well, at least that guy likes us, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but we fucking figured this out. got it going pretty good.
Yeah, it
I
did.
think if we get you a nice USB mic,
I think
that'll be good. This is
that's
the
going to be
Price is Right mic.
another investment. Yeah, my dad just happened to give this to me, so
That's
thankfully
like
he
a
did.
lecture hall mic.
It is. Yeah, he got it. He's a shrink. Well, no, he's not a shrink. I guess a psychologist. It's different. But he had to switch over just like everyone else to do this fucking.
Right.
You can't just be like, oh well, pandemic. Sorry, crazy people, can't help you. So,
no, not like you're gonna need it now.
yeah. So, but I guess he figured out something else, so he gave me this, and because Kaylee put together like this recording studio. If you can kind of see, it's got like
I see the phone stuff. Yeah.
She did all of that. That was a big, awesome Christmas present that she made for me.
That's great.
Yeah, man, she's pretty kick-ass. And so,
well, I think that's a little bit of
new.
her like. All right, let's give him. Steve needs a project.
I do, yeah.
Or he'll drive me nuts. It'll be her and the 2 dogs and you driving her nuts all winter. Like, let's do something. She's like,
well,
here's Steve's got a playroom.
I'm trying to okay, I wouldn't say I'm trying. Mentally in my head, I'm like, I shouldn't play as many video games as I'm actually playing lately. It's cheap and it's, something to do or whatever. But now I got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, right? You're like this little Viking dude running around.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like California? Valhalla, like isn't that like a town
Halen. What are you talking?
No, Valhalla is like
like the Viking heaven.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pretty sure Valhalla is like Van Nuys, like it's next, like it's one of those like weird towns in the valley in California.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. It's this weird thing, and
there's like a small town in Idaho called Sauron or something. Like, what?
So it's pretty involved, and like it's it came out this year, so it's very progressive. So you can be like a guy or a chick or something that's not even not like a creature, but like you don't have to be specified. Like they give you the option, like if you don't want to be gender. If you want to be gender fluid or whatever the fuck.
Right.
And then you can be like gay too if you want. You like
hypothetically.
Meet people. Yeah. Well, so yeah, basically I'm playing this like gay Viking fantasy game.
And she's like, he needs to fucking get back in the goddamn studio.
Yeah, seriously. So it's been nice. I definitely, I need a touch of reality. And
I almost thought I was a gay Viking for a minute.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, because you spend so much time doing it, it's like you did.
You boy, give me your anus. How's that happen to Steve?
No, I'm gonna take it. That's what they do. They just raid asses all the time. They don't
raid asses.
They just raid ass.
That's like a colonoscopy. Raid
but without
ass.
Permission,
your ass looks like an emptied out Kmart after a riot. Empty shelves.
Oh man, dude, yeah. So I'm not real. I mean, you're fucking killing it with all your music shit, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, killing my reputation, killing any respect people thought of me before I was like, let's do like a ton of podcasts and really tell the truth about this whole fucking thing. And people were like, Jesus, when he just played guitar, we didn't know what was going through his head.
Yeah, you were like the quiet, cool one, and then like, dude, shut the fuck up.
I'm just like, hey, you guys want to hear the truth about the fucking pyramids? No, not in any of that shit anymore.
There's too many conspiracies, dude. I've been so
they went mainstream, so now it's lame.
Yeah, well, I got into it was New Year's Eve, and then I was listening to the Hendrix New Year's Eve show from 1969, 1970 at the Fillmore East, and it's fucking awesome. And then I was like, hey, how did Hendrix die? So I look into it, and people are like, he OD'd or some shit. And then there's like this whole weird conspiracy article that his manager admitted to murdering him because he was going to like jump ship and like make his own studio and do his own thing or whatever and fulfill his contracts or whatever. And I started getting really into it. And I was like, oh, my God. And then I started thinking, if like Jesus's sandals, like if he was sponsored by Adidas, and they knew what he was going to do, like they would have killed him long before he had the chance to kill himself. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't happen that way. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know. And then I started getting really into it, and I was like, well, who's this fucking manager guy? And he managed all these people. And then I was just like in this wormhole, and I was enjoying myself listening to music. And then I was like in fear that if I ever make any money whatsoever, which is a very good chance that I won't. Now I'm afraid that someone's going to kill me
winner's
for it.
Attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's those conspiracies about all those guys that they were actually murdered. Like even I mean, obviously Kurt Cobain's the famous one, And especially these guys get involved in drugs and shit. They start hanging around some seedy characters who know, like, oh, hey, this guy's fucking loaded. You know what I mean? So let's just fucking, let's fucking off this little twerp, make it look like he did it, and take all his money, and people think his crazy ass wife did it. You know what I mean?
It's off this little twerp.
That's what drug dealers would look at fucking Kurt Cobain and be like,
"You wore your last cardigan, nerd." We're coming for it all.
Brian Jones from the Rolling Stones drowned in his pool, death by misadventure, and then didn't the contractor at his house, like Brian Jones was just this crazy megalomaniac fucking nut drug guy, and fucking the contractor, like, he drove the guy nuts when he was trying to build his house, and just was like an awful business person, this guy, and like the guy just lost it and killed him, and admitted on his deathbed that he killed Brian Jones.
Well, that's kind of like what the manager of Hendrix was saying, was that like he was all fucking wasted, and like he's like, I did it, and then the guy he told it to, whoever it was in his camp, was just like, yo, and started like typing all this shit, like, I know the truth, listen to me, and like it was like one, like, it's a conspiracy when it's like farther down Google. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, like yeah. No, they're never gonna give you the first
it was one of those weird. Like, I get weird at the end of page one. Like, you know what I mean, of links. Like, if it's not in like the first three, I start to feel weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, that like to me is like the dark web is the bottom of page one. Like, if it's not like in the top tier of shit that I'm looking for, then it's like
those weird stores in like the back corners of the mall. Or it's just Persian guys selling 8-ball jackets, and like the music's loud as fuck, and you're like, I don't think any of this stuff's legal.
It smells like cologne, but they don't sell cologne. You know what I mean? It's really fucking weird.
Is there a cat in here? Yeah. It's one. Yeah, you get to the shady parts of the internet, and you just are like, but that's where you find the truth, man.
Yeah, I know, and it's just like, dude, it's so hard because I mean, nothing's really changed. Like, it got cold again, so. And when everyone in the summer pretended Corona wasn't a thing, it was fun, and everyone was playing shows and doing things.
It wasn't. We were doing tons of stuff. Nobody I know got it, and then it just seemed like as soon as it got cold, everybody's like has tested for
back
whatever
to it. And we were together. Like, when this thing first started, like, everyone was in it, and people got along for about 3 weeks. Right? The whole world was like, yeah, look at us, like, we're in this together. And then it was 3 weeks later, everyone's like, together. Fuck yeah! You know what I mean?
That's like, our natural state. Just get comfortable in it. Everyone keeps trying to, like, it's like a bunch of like drunks just who are like talking about tomorrow we're gonna get no more hate, no more of this. Tomorrow we're gonna be better, and then it's like, no, it feels too good. You live this life, all right? Well, you're all just fucking Bukowskis of hate. You're not giving it up. This is the state of the world.
The thing. Like, how the fuck are you gonna go back? I'm not even thinking. Like, it's just, it gets weird, man, because it's just I don't see very many people. It's work and then home with Kaylee and then my gay Viking adventures my escape thing.
That sounds like a pretty solid life. A nice, solid, honest, quiet life. Gay Viking life.
Yeah, gay Viking life, man. Just raiding ass. So, like, I also, you know how I do, like, my OCD with, like, if I want to watch, like, the third movie in a series of movies, I have to start from, like, the first one.
Right there, wherever you're at, right there with the microphone is good. Stay there.
It's perfect? Okay. Yeah. So I was doing that with the Star Trek movies, like they're like with William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So I got to like number 5, and that one's actually directed by William Shatner, which is pretty funny, right? And
Shatner directed it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So there's this one point where they storm this like desert encampment thing. It's like a Tatooine type of deal, a bunch of weird aliens and shit.
Right.
And there's like this Catwoman stripper,
nice.
Not like Catwoman, Batman Catwoman. Like, she's like got feline and stripes and a tail.
Like from the play Cats, like she's actually a cat.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
And she has like 3 tits as well.
Memories. Oh, if I could do a Shatner, I'll just say that. All alone in the moonlight. That's the gayest joke I've ever done.
Yeah, it might be gayer than the Viking thing I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I sent you this. So I noticed this while watching this fight scene. Captain Kirk goes into this fucking bar, and he gets jumped by this 3-titted cat woman. And the sound effects, like, I don't know if they thought it was funny or like they saved money. I don't know. The sound of what they make her sound like her alien fucking screams or cries are James Brown samples. They are fucking, and I'm not kidding. Like, I had to go back and listen to it a few times. They are James Brown samples. And whenever I brought this up to somebody, no one knew what the fuck I was talking about, right? Because it's such an odd thing. Who's seen Star Trek 5 besides, like, any normal person, right? Nobody's seen Star Trek 5.
I don't even think Shatner saw it.
No, he doesn't remember, and he directed the fucking thing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I tried to find it on YouTube, and I'm searching all these like Google things like that's. And again, I got past like the first page, and it was starting to get weird when I was like three-titted.
Or it's
James
any
Brown
like any video
Catwoman.
website that's not YouTube, or even like Vimeo, or like one of the main ones. You're
Yeah,
like,
I
I'm
don't-
not even clicking
I don't
anything.
No,
near
I don't
that.
know what the
No.
hell this is. Like, fuck you. So I couldn't find it. So I had to like film it myself and send it to you.
Yeah, I
And-
have it. I have it up on the screen right now.
All right. So
let me. This is all. Listen, people, you're watching me figure out how to fucking do this in the moment. So let me play it. This might be a disaster. That's fucking James Brown. That's 100% James Brown.
Then watch. Yeah.
That's where it stops. That's what you sent me.
Okay. Yeah. That's like
Yeah.
he throws her in some pool, and fucking like that. I was like,
Oh,
why?
that was you
And it's not even good. It's like when Sublime first started to figure out how to sample shit, and it was kind of
Yeah.
off time. You know what I mean? It was just
Yeah.
cut. Like, nothing against Sublime, but like, you know what I mean? It was like crudely cut together.
Yeah. It was like that early, the sloppy shit because they.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, were they just running out of ideas at that point? And they were like, you know, it'd be funny, like James Brown. And they were like, we need something that sounds like, I don't know, definitely not like a cat.
Or it's what they could use. There's a lot of legalities with that. They're like, hey, we have some James Brown like outtakes that for some reason we own. Like Shatner got drunk in an auction and bought a bunch of James Brown outtakes,
But
so
like,
we can use
so
them.
the sound, it's funny, but then you think about the context of what's happening, and it's this three-titted cat woman, like clawing the shit out of William Shatner.
Was that what? Because it was
Fat
hard to
Shatner.
because you filmed it off your phone on the TV,
Yeah,
but it's
so
like I
it's-
saw this
it's
big
her-
white hair, and that was the
it's
cat lady.
Her on his back, like just trying. He's not fighting her. He's not really. He's just like struggling, and James Brown screeching in the background. Then he like throws her in a pool, and cats don't like water, I guess, and then she just
Yeah.
dies.
She
I don't
just
know.
dies.
Yeah, but I was up super late last night because I was like, first of all, what Star Trek movie was that in? And I thought it was 5, and I luckily picked the right one.
Yeah.
So I put it in. It was after we did our test, and Kaylee's like, "Are you gonna come to bed?" I was like, "I gotta do some homework." And then that's what I was doing, waiting. I had to watch this whole fucking thing till I got to that scene. I was like, "Oh shit!" So I tried to YouTube it, could not find it. Nobody apparently cares. So that's the best that you get. I'm sorry, people. If
that's
you
cool.
But that's James Brown screaming.
It is so funny. I'll fucking here. Can I just fucking do that and it comes back? Yeah, look at that. I'll play it again.
Sure.
Give it back. Wow. And then
That's
just
my favorite. Yeah.
throws her in the water and she's dead. And
She's dead.
Spock
She
comes
stops
walking
moving.
in. Spock comes walking in like, what the fuck? Did you just kill James Brown?
Yeah, like I was kind of upset, but like yeah, and then I fell asleep, and so that was the end of my night. It was a very strange day, but I'm really glad to do that and stay up all night for you people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do we got going on? Dude, there's 77 fucking windows open on my shit right now. I'm gonna lose my mind. Yeah, no, I'm glad we figured this out because this is just gonna make shit so much fucking easier too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I definitely missed the fucking show for sure, man, and the fact that we can just do this, like this is pretty fucking cool, and the fact that you guys can actually see me now, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. We'll get you like I said, I mean, we could get like a USB mic and we could be set up like this, you know what I mean?
So
it would just be like we're in the same room. I like that there's no delay. That's good.
yeah, that's pretty sweet. I want to talk about the roast.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, all right. Well, fuck you. That was amazing what you did.
Fuck who?
So,
All of us? Or
well,
just
no,
me
you.
specifically?
You
Yeah.
specifically. You're like eating
Why?
a fucking Cuban sandwich,
No, it
talking
was.
at my fucking funeral,
It was a
and then he realizes
fucking.
this is my birthday or whatever the fuck. Who cares what sandwich it was? You
It
just
was,
didn't give a shit. It was amazing.
yeah.
Like,
It was very. That was very well thought out. That whole thing was like written in my head. Because it was like, I was like, it's very like, all right, I'm not just going to be like, Steve's fucking douche. You know, like, I don't know, some jokes or something.
Yeah.
I'm going meta with it. I'm just going like, I don't care. Like, and I love that she used it first. That was her editing brilliance. Like, who is the girl who used to edit Scorsese shit? Like, that's that tell. She's like, we should just open the roast of Steve LaBarber. And then it starts with me like, and like roast beef dripping out of my mouth.
It's just instantly, I just didn't give a shit, you know?
Yeah, just like, all right, what are we doing here?
We wanted to do a roast. I was talking about it for a long time. And
closer to the mic.
Sorry. I wanted to do it for a long time, and it didn't. I don't know. We can't get a bunch of people together.
Yeah.
And I had no idea this was actually going to happen. It was just like kind of, maybe when things clear up, you know, eventually we can do this or whatever. So she surprised me with this new computer that I'm using right now, and then on the computer was the roast of Steve LaBarber. So it was fucking incredible. I was very touched and everything. There was a lot of really nice messages.
Yeah, she sent out a message to a ton of people and set the whole thing up, which is like, I couldn't figure out how to fucking do that. She set the whole thing up where it's like, hey, record a video message to Steve, roast him, say whatever you want, and fucking we're going to put together a big thing for him. And so we all sent our shit in, and I wanted mine to be funny. And Henderson's was hilarious too.
Henderson's was great too.
When he put his hand up, and he goes, wait, what? This isn't for Andy?
Yeah.
This is for Steve? I don't want to talk to Steve. And then he's like, all right. Dude, that was fucking hilarious. It was like getting to watch like a comedy special with all your friends. And then who the fuck were those three guys? What, do you work with them? And the three guys are at a bar? Dude, that was like watching those guys need to have a show. The three of them, it was like Trailer Park Boys. It was a perfect trio. Yeah. The one guy, they're just shitting on the one guy the whole time. The one guy's like, the one guy's like the loud, ball busty one. The other one's the one that if he even pipes up once, they're all just like, shut the fuck up, Donnie. He's their Donnie. And then the other guy, like, he's like, Steve, we love you at Loomis. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about, Loomis? Dude, that was hysterical.
Birthday. Don't talk about his job. I hate that place. You know what I mean? It was so funny.
Dude, those guys were straight up like, that should be that's a reality show right there. Those three guys were just hilarious together.
There's a lot of people that I didn't expect. I mean, the thing was like an hour fucking long, man. Like, there was a lot of people that did it. Mark Rossman, he apologized to me. He thought he was too harsh. I was like, no, man, that's what a roast is. Like, I knew what I was asking for, man.
Oh, and Lee punched me on the knee. Like, you can see in mine a few times, like, her hitting me. And I'm just like, it said roast. I don't know.
It's a roast. People that I've seen in person since like have felt the need to apologize, and I'm like, no, that's not. Like, and Kaylee even stressed in the beginning of the thing and in the email she showed me, like, it was like he asked for this, so like you know, so people
know you. They know you have a sense of humor that is like that, right?
Tear me apart, man. Like that's it's funny.
Tear me apart, Vikings. Tear me apart.
Sorry.
Pillage me.
Is this? I don't know what's real anymore, dude. I really don't.
Dude, Viking sexy talk is hilarious. Pillage me, Viking. Burn my village. Like, what the fuck are you this bitch talking about? I want to play hammer. I want to play sexy Viking. She's wearing one of those John Fishman helmets with the fucking horns on it. Pillage me.
Yeah, that means so many things.
Ravage my crops. You're like, okay.
I was talking to Mark the other day, and I asked him, like, he said there was shit that he left out, and I was like, well, I want to hear what didn't make the cut. Like, I think he asked a few people, and they said it would be too mean. And it wasn't. It was great. So he sent me 2 jokes, and I would like to read them.
Oh.
That didn't make the cut that should have. I did love his roast, but these were pretty good too. So Mark says, "You look like the kid at the lunch table who smells like dogs and peanut butter, but doesn't have any pets." And And your haircut always looks like someone set your head on fire and used a blow dryer to put it out.
So it kind of like coiffed it into place,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it all singed the sides.
So
Yeah, that's very funny.
fucking awesome, man. Like I was unbelievable, especially in all these weird
Oh, it's
bullshit
hysterical.
times that we have, man. Like that was like it was fucking great. And
That was so funny.
man, yeah.
Is it still up? Like, can I go watch it again?
Yeah, I posted it on Facebook. I think
So like
it's on
anybody
YouTube.
can watch it.
Yeah, anybody can watch it.
Yeah.
And then Kaylee, the best thing at the end was when Kaylee dressed up
yeah.
as me, right? And she dressed up
Dude.
as me, and like, I mean, that's what it's like to live with me. So I'm
That
sorry.
was a
Kaylee.
real Jim Carrey, Andy Kaufman thing going on.
she went full method, dude.
Yeah.
She even like put like.
You
fucking
actually
little-
got to fuck yourself. During...
I didn't even think about that. That's
Yeah.
like been like my dream, dude. That's what I've been missing. That's where my
Yo, but it
happiness
was
goes.
dead on.
Yeah, I know. And she even did like my fucking beauty marks on the face. Like she did it like to a T, man. And she fucking, that she tore me a new one. I can't say anything about this roast without it sounding like my asshole got like pounded. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to think of things to say that you would in this situation without making it a gay innuendo, and I just can't. So yeah, she tore me a new one. She ripped me apart.
Yeah, all your friends got together and just blasted you.
Blasted me right in the ass.
Yeah.
No, it was fucking great, man. And it was really cool that everyone did that. So thank you, everyone.
And you can post it and people can go watch it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Right,
it's on my
Steve's
Facebook. I can
Facebook.
share it again.
Steve's Facebook is now the headquarters of Thurman and Lala podcast. I can't do any of that shit. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
it's
I'm literally, hey, teenagers. I need an intern, okay? You're not getting paid. You're getting paid in experience, you little fuckers. Come fucking run all the gay social media shit for me, and I'll do this. And then I make the content. You fucking go sell it to the people. I just don't want to do that.
No, I don't. I mean, okay, like I said, I fucking don't. I hate social media, but yet it gives me so many.
Yeah,
it gives me a lot of material.
Well, yeah, it's the world. It's just the thing to the world. It's just you wish you could get a little something fucking back out of it. I guess we had a whole discussion about like Instagram's cool because that little the little magnifying glass at the bottom. It's like a digital magazine of shit that I already like because the algorithms like go to like shit you like. Yeah. So it's just if you look through mine, you just see my whole personality, my whole life. It's all just like music and bands and live shit, whatever I've been listening to, and then just like blonde girls with big tits and like a guy making a sandwich, and then like dog and cat videos and like animals and stuff, and then repeat. And then I enjoy all those things, so I can just scroll through that all day, and I don't think that's like killing my soul. It's inspiring because like so many Friendly Foe songs. People were like, how the fuck did you think to play that? Because I was just scrolling through Instagram and saw a random clip of like Lenny Kravitz on Letterman playing the I Want to Get Away. And then just that 1 minute clip made me go, I could probably fucking figure that out for the fucking Foes gig this week. And then I figured it out and it's just there. Like, that's
dope.
Inspiring. I'm not getting on Facebook and arguing with someone's aunt about the deal we have with Iran. Any of us have any fucking idea what we're talking about. It's anything. Use it for positivity. We're using it, this type of shit, to connect and laugh and chill with our friends when we're not allowed to be together apart. There's 75 people in this room right now. I love Cuomo. And no gatherings over 10 people. And I'm like, I couldn't get 10 people to come to my house at the same time. I'd get like and then I'd get a text like, hey man, my chick's feeling kind of sick. I can't make it. I couldn't. Thank you for thinking I'm that cool, Mr. Cuomo. But if I get 4 people in the same room at the same time, I had a second show.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's been weird. Like the fucking the holidays were kind of strange.
Closer to the mic.
The holidays were kind of strange.
Oh, holidays are weird as fuck.
Because we pretty much did like a fucking like walked into my parents' house with masks and like held them hostage for all their money. You know what I mean?
Give me the fucking presents.
Yeah, give me the fucking presents, bitch.
You tie them up with tinsel.
So like, but it was just like basically a quick like, here you go, thanks, here you go, thanks, and see you later. Like that was it. It was very weird, So with back to the roast, like before that on my birthday, wasn't able to do anything, but it felt like, hey, shit, like I saw a lot of people that I would have liked to see anyway, so that was cool.
Right
The
there. Right there.
technology is all right.
Wherever
right,
you are,
perfect.
right there. Stay there. Stop moving
All
your
right.
head.
I knew I grew out my belly for a reason, so that I could comfortably rest it right here. That's why I'm doing it for you people. I've let myself go so that
You can prop your microphone right in the right spot.
Yeah. It used to be
But
old.
yeah, so you got to see them. Your parents' thing on the roast was hilarious too.
Yeah, that was
because
pretty.
they couldn't figure out how to turn it off. It was adorable.
Yeah, the little bloopers and shit like
No,
that.
and the editing, once again, back to Kaylee's editing. It was your dad who, like, it was like a funny dad thing. And at the end, he's like, I love you, bud. And, we're very happy to have all this nice, sweet dad stuff. And then it just smash cuts to Boomer taking a shit in the yard.
That was my favorite. Dude, I died so hard. That was just Boomer just being like, fuck you. Like,
yeah.
I laughed really. Lindsay and Jimmy's was very heartfelt. Lindsay's was great too. Lindsay,
it shows
I love that
everybody's...
she made a list that said reasons why you're a piece of shit. And I would like that, like, framed. I would hang that.
That would be like the scroll that Kerouac wrote on the road on the road. It would just be a fucking never ending, like a toilet paper, like a novel someone wrote in prison on the toilet paper. It just rolls forever.
That's true. Well,
it's so funny how like certain like Lindsay and like they just can't not like. They're like, Steve, I love you, happy birthday. Even though you're a fucking asshole. And
yeah, you piece of shit. Like,
it's just so funny. But that's honest and that's accurate. That's funny.
No, that's what I wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was perfect, man. It was great. A big turnout, man. A lot of people that I didn't expect.
Yeah. And it was interesting as like a friend of Steve to see like all these other facets, all these other people who, like, I don't know these guys. I don't know the Loomis guy. I don't know. Like, that was a very interesting like insight into the world of Steve. Because all those guys don't know us. Like we all have different pockets of people that like they never interact with each other because they're from different aspects of our life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. They refer to you as the sandwich guy.
Me?
Yeah. They're like, who is that asshole eating a sandwich at your?
You didn't have to say eating a sandwich. Who is that asshole? Oh, it's Thurman. And then who is that asshole eating a sandwich? Is Harden. Fucking no, dude. Roast beef with the au jus and the fucking crunchy French fried onions, and then the horsey sauce over it. In a wrap.
I love that you love that sandwich so much that you're talking about it.
I ate it 2 days ago. We do it all. It's fucking delicious. And here's the other thing: the one restaurant does poutine, but whatever. Beef on wick loaded fries. So it's like fries, waffle fries. So you sort of have a nacho situation with the dipping. You get waffle fries, and then you cover it in the shredded thing with the au jus and the horsey sauce and some other shit, and the Kimmelwick seeds and the salt and everything, and then it's like a fucking loaded fried beef on wick. Yeah, hell yeah. And that kind of evolved into this wrap that I was eating. Once again, none of this has anything to do with you or your birthday. That's why it's hilarious.
I know. Like, here we are again talking about the fucking sandwich.
It's great.
I didn't get anything.
I didn't like, oh, here, Steve, I made you this awesome sandwich. We're going to call it the Steve. I'm just no, this is mine. Fucking forget about him for a second. We're doing a whole thing on him. It's a whole hour on him. Give me a couple minutes for, I got some stuff going on, too.
So Kaylee signed up for Rover.com, which is like like a dog babysitting thing. You know what I mean? Dog sitting app. So she kind of does that for some extra cash. And I remember I did that in California.
Right.
So it was awesome. I watched this dog. He was like 7 years old. This golden retriever named Malachi. And
that's a cool name.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. The owner was going to visit his parents in Egypt, so I had Malachi for like a month.
Was this part of your Viking game?
No, this is real life.
No, this is real.
So I would take Malachi everywhere, and it was good because I was meeting all kinds of girls and everything like that. Nothing like a dog and he was a cutie, man. So I'm on Hollywood Boulevard. I'm walking around. I sit at this coffee shop. I got Malachi, No one knows that it's not really my dog. And he kind of had this like itchy problem, right? And he would bite everywhere, but he would bite himself, right? So I sit down and there's these two girls, and they're talking to me, and they're both really hot, and I'm like, yeah, thank you, Malachi, And they're talking about the dog, they're petting the dog. Then as I'm talking to them, Malachi's like, chewing on himself. And they're like, excuse me, is your dog bleeding? And I was like, what? No. And they're like, no, yeah, he's bleeding. And I was like, what are you talking about? So while I was talking to these girls trying to be cool, Malachi was chewing on the tip of his dick. And he bit it so hard that
these girls must have been real hot.
Bleeding. And then they quickly were like, ew, get away from me. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just some stranger sitting there with my dog's bleeding dick on the fucking cafe floor. Right? It's not even my dog. And I think I even said that, which was even weirder.
Yeah, that's so true. I just found this dog.
Oh yeah, it's not even my dog. Like, whatever. So then I'm like, so it won't stop bleeding. I'm like, fuck. So I leave. I'm very embarrassed, and it was working with these girls, and then he bit his dick. So then the next day, so this guy's in fucking Egypt, right?
Yeah.
I can't get a hold of him. I have to take Malachi to the emergency vet in the morning, which in Los Angeles, trying to find a vet that you
Will
can just
fix a
bring
dog
him.
dick. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very difficult. So I was waiting in this living room, or this weird dude's living room who happened to be a vet. It was in the back part of an auto body shop. It didn't make any sense, but this guy took animals for poor people. So I have I wouldn't say a diaper, but this weird cloth, and I keep patting his dick with it because it's fucking still bleeding.
Wow.
So so eventually, a week later, Malachi's fine, whatever. He gives me some anti-itch stuff for the dog, and he's fine. He stops biting himself.
He sewed his dick back up?
No, it wasn't that bad. It was just, I don't know, he just nipped the tip of his dick.
Yeah, he circumcised himself.
Sort of, yeah.
And the guy's Egyptian, so they're all unclipped over there. He's gonna come back. What the fuck? You clipped my dog?
He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, there's too much. There's too much cock. So
yeah, it was weird. It was freaking all the other dogs out.
He made me feel self-conscious about myself. So, okay, so this guy, again, I didn't get a hold of him. He has no idea. So finally, wherever he is, he's still in Egypt. He gets my voicemails about Malachi's bleeding dick. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. And I was freaked out. I was all anxious and shit.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but I called him a few times, and I even emailed him through the site, and wherever he was, he didn't get fucking reception or Wi-Fi. I don't know what it's like over there, but I'm sure it's not the best. For Wi-Fi reception, that type of thing.
I think you gotta climb to the top of the pyramid to get
But I never texted him and said everything was fine, because I just forgot. I was just so worried about what was in front of me, I forgot. So
Yeah.
this guy,
you never resolved it. You never said, "Hey, I took him to this shady back room, dog dick repair man."
Yeah, and But so it's funny because I had to explain the whole story to him, and I was like, "It's fine. I don't know what he was doing." He's like, "Yeah, he does that sometimes." I was like, "He bites his dick," and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "And you didn't tell me that was a thing, you know what I mean? To expect that maybe?" Because I freaked the fuck out. I was like, "This is the first dog I watched, and he bit his dick off." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like,
"Oh, this was your first one?"
Yeah, and
Jeez.
the whole app is based on people's reviews of you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's but I don't know. The guy was cool, and he fucking, he eventually comes home. I ended up watching Malachi for longer than we had anticipated. So he paid me back for the vet visit, and then he paid me more money and shit. And then he came out and hung out, which was cool. And then that was the last day I had a house. And then I moved into my car and slept in the desert. So that was a very interesting time in my life.
Yeah, that's a hell of a couple days right there.
Yeah, it really was. But I definitely needed that money, and it worked out. So I'm glad.
Well, I remember you asked us for a reference because you were doing the dog thing to write a positive
write
thing.
Something good, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, Steve's great with dogs. Our friend has this dog Boomer, and every time Boomer acts up, Steve kicks him and fuck you, Boomer. I fucking hate you. And he really puts this dog into place. He's very military almost, but he really rips these dogs into shape. He cares, he beats the fuck out of these little things. I was like, he loves a dog self-genital mutilation.
That was
Jesus.
the first. I mean, I've never dealt with a
That's
person
so funny that these girls were so hot. This dog just started biting his dick off.
Dude, and that's the thing.
It was like Jonah Hill in that movie when he starts jacking off.
I would fuck that girl if she were my sister. So and it was working too. I mean, I was talking to them for a while, and they were like interested. They're like, "Oh, where are you from? What are you doing?" Like all this shit, and it was like actually kind of working in my favor. And then they're like, he's bleeding," and I was like, "No, he's not." Like, and then I showed like what an asshole. I didn't even look. I was like, "No, he's not." Like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's blood on the sidewalk everywhere. It's fucking Hollywood. There's blood and shit. Like, there's that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not from this dog. Like. Surprisingly, it's mostly probably from a human. If you
It's
find
not
blood or
his
shit
dick
on the
that's
side-
bleeding. There's like 15 bleeding dicks on this corner.
Yeah, everywhere, man. We're in fucking Hollywood Boulevard. That's where seriously. That's where people go to take a shit. I swear, you can't like walk 2 feet without stepping over a pile
It's the
of shit.
bleeding shit. It's the bleeding dick capital of the world.
It is for many reasons. But then the fact that I dismissed it, and then I got nervous and said it wasn't even my dog. Like it was just all that. Just none of it was good. I completely like they never.
You got cock blocked by some weirdo, and you're like, I don't even know this guy. He just showed up. He came here with my cousin. My cousin left. I get stuck with this guy. I don't even know this fucking guy.
Yeah, so that was. I mean, God,
That's
what an experience.
fucking hilarious. It doesn't. Well, fuck those girls. Fucking LA girls. Like some other girl. If you got the right girl and you showed up with a dick bleeding dog, they'd be like, oh, poor thing, and they watched you save this dog, and they would have gone on this whole trip with you. It's like a cute episode of Louie or something. Like a dog bites its dick off, but the girl goes with him and sees him care for this dog and take him to the shady Saul Goodman fucking doctor. Yeah, like the shady fucking vet that takes a bullet out of a mob guy's leg. Like, you take him to that guy, and then she goes on this whole adventure with you to save this dog's dick, and then you guys fall in love.
Yeah,
you had a couple of dumb twits who were just like, oh, not another bleeding dick.
exactly.
I was just with Harvey last night.
That didn't happen, and then I was homeless like a week later. So I mean, I maybe there's a butterfly effect in there somewhere. I don't know, a bleeding dick effect
Is gonna lead to. It's like in The Godfather. Whenever you see an orange, you know someone's gonna die. Whenever a dog's dick is bleeding, Steve's about to live in his car.
Oh fuck!
You're gonna come home and see one of your dog's dicks bleeding. You're like, oh fuck.
No. Well, luckily I have dickless dogs, so that's pretty good.
Oh, that's good. They don't chew their
what I mean?
vaginas out.
Well, yeah, Lucy has a problem with that actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange, yeah. It's
Well,
really
there's the
gross.
thing, the classic fucking guy saying, classic fucking mechanic dumbass, like, hey, dog, I wish I could do that. Dog can lick himself. If I could lick myself, I wouldn't leave the house all day. I'd be like,
Hey, that was actually the first tweet I ever
yeah.
sent was if a dog could lick its own dick, why does it stop? And
Yeah, that's a funnier version of it.
I mean, seriously, that's a real question. Why would it? I mean, maybe because it takes it for granted. I guess it doesn't know.
I'm laughing at the dude version of like, I'd never leave the house, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
you just sit around sucking dick all day.
Dick? Yeah, like-
Okay, that's your
Sorry,
thing. If you want to suck
I've been
dicks
playing
all day,
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's getting
yeah,
to
it's getting to me. It's a Viking dick.
me. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Here's
those
my
buck
dog,
dicks are funny.
Zeusius. Fucking ridiculous ass name.
So you guys did a fucking.
Closer to the mic.
I'm very confused.
Remember,
as
closer
to-
to the heart. Closer to the heart, closer to the mic. Yes.
It's like right here, man. I don't know.
I know, but I'm trying to like, cause like mine's loud.
It's
as
so
fuck.
weird
I'm
because
pushing-
I have no
I know.
monitor.
Well, that's why
of
I'm just
me.
trying to remind you. I don't know. Hey, fuckers in the live chat, let me know if you can. I can hear Steve. He's a little quieter sometimes. I'm trying, but me and him are on the same fucking channel, so it's not like I can turn me down. And so if I turn you up, I'm turning me up, so I have to get way the fuck back here. And then you
okay.
hear Lee sneeze like that.
Yes, I did. Bless you, Lee.
Yeah. Bless you.
Live.
Bless you, child.
Sneezes.
So wait, all right. What were you just saying?
I don't remember now. Oh yeah, okay. So you guys did some like ghost fucking shit,
Yeah.
and my nephew was there. How the fuck did that happen?
He was friends with the guy, I guess, Brad. Paranormal.
There's a dude named Brad.
I forgot the guy's name. God, no, his name's Brad. He's cool as fuck, and it's paranormal something. I keep forgetting what it is. Let me look it up. But Julian's like friends with the guy, and Julian went to Captain because we had talked. We've talked on the show a lot about the jug being haunted, and I'm always asking questions. And everybody's like, nah, I don't think so. There was this one night I saw a fucking ghost of an old sailor float by the hallway, but other than that, nothing. I'm like, that's a dead ass answer right there. So apparently Julian like knew that or something, and he's like, hey, I have a buddy Brad who does paranormal stuff. He's got all the tools and all the shit, and he wanted to come do a fucking thing at the Jug, and we were like, hell yeah, dude. So we set up in like one of the suites on the 3rd floor. The 4th floor, like
that's fucking scary.
Where
man.
the ceiling opens and then you're on the 4th floor,
you're in
that's
the
where it's
attic.
scary as shit. The floor under
there's
it,
like the room full of mirrors in there. Remember that?
I don't know. They might have changed some shit. I don't really remember. I was there up at night. But the floor under it, they redid all the rooms, so it's like a beautiful room with
no shit.
a brand new bathroom. Like, we're podcasting from this nice suite, and they're up in this attic just like with the devil. And we're like, dude, what's going on up there, guys?
I'm telling you, man, like when I used to close the bar there, and I'd be by myself, like, yeah, I'd hear some shit. And it's an old ass building, obviously, but I don't know, man. There's a few things I thought I heard, like people walking upstairs and like, you never know. Yeah. I mean, if somebody's still like at the bar.
Paranormal Unseen.
Unseen.
That's his thing on Facebook. Look it up. But he does, dude. He's done places all over the place, and he's done the Jug a couple times now because we got a few things that night. The lights were going off and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was the thing he said was, a lot of times they don't like when there's a lot of people around, or they like when there's like a familiar person around. So we're trying to get Eddie to come in, but Eddie won't fucking do it.
Yeah, he's probably sick of that shit.
Yeah, no, I think he just don't even want to like go up there. Like, but it said they don't like when there's a lot of people around. So it's like me, but then it's like Julian too. Like at one point, me and Julian were kind of in the corner, and like they're talking to the ghost. You hear it in one of the videos. They're talking to the ghost, and they're like, "What's your name? Is your name Victor? Flash the light if your name's Victor." And you hear Julian go, "Come closer to us." And I go,
No, you fucker.
Farther away. Hey, do something in the distance to prove that you're there. And then we got it. And haha, let's go back downstairs. Like, yeah. But that was trippy.
That's creepy shit, man. That's fucking scary.
But he knows how to do it. So, okay, what I'm saying is that he said they're more likely to come out if there's not as many people around. And when he went back to do it like a couple weeks ago, they set up all the shit, and then they all went downstairs to like make coffee or something. Yeah. And fucking when they like, then all the shit started going batshit when everybody left. Because like the ghosts come out like Toy Story. They all come alive when you leave the room. All those toys were dead. Kids, those toys were the spirits of your dead relatives. Okay.
Man, fuck. What was that stupid movie where the toys also came to life?
Small Soldiers?
Indian in the Cupboard.
Yeah.
You
that was the magical cupboard. It made the little Indian toy come to life, and then the horse died, and it was very sad.
It was sad, but then there was like Darth Vader fighting a T-Rex, and I was like, this movie's awesome!
Yeah, there was that. All the toys kind of came to life.
Yeah, they were like in the little thing and whatever. Yeah. So anyway, it was just very odd because I didn't know that you guys were doing that, and then you sent me some weird clip of like a ghost, and then you said something about my nephew. I was like, what? Like, like what? What the fuck are you guys doing down there?
What's up, man? We kind of fucked up. We were doing this whole Ouija board thing. Julian transferred over to the other side. He's in another dimension. We can talk to him through the TV. Not sure how to get him back.
Julianne.
Yeah. Apparently the Jug was built on some sort of burial ground. They were saying something about moving the headstones, not the bodies, blah, blah, blah.
Craig T. Nelson's here for some reason. I don't know why. The stakes keep moving on the counter.
Yeah. What are you opening over there?
That is crazy shit. I was just very, because, I don't see you guys very often anymore. And so when that was going on,
I don't see anybody very often.
No, really.
We had to go. We can't have any fucking guests on the podcast. We had to go to the afterlife and be like, can we get, hey, CDC, can we get someone who's already dead to be on the show?
They don't even want to be on your show. That's the whole funny part of it, is that, like, they could do whatever you want. And you guys are like, they're like, hey, could you guys leave the room? They don't like you.
Yeah. The ghosts are just like, man, is this on the internet? Come on, man. Don't be doing that.
Yeah, come on. And you're like, dude, I don't even know you guys yet. Like, you didn't even give me a chance. So, like, I've heard you bullshit in this bar for, like, 7 years. Like, we're done with you.
God damn it. They're coming up. They're going to want to talk to us.
You know what was funny on the roast is that obviously people brought up how many times I dressed as a woman during Halloween. Uh-huh. And I was thinking about a time that I'm not sure how many people – maybe we talked about this before. I don't know. But, all right, so it was when I was Caitlyn Jenner. And that was when Ryan and fucking Faso were the other stages of Bruce Jenner.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That's brilliant. That's a great bit, yeah.
So I went to the Brickyard after we left Water Street, and they weren't with me. So I was just a woman, right? So it was me and Bobby Cash, and I think my friend Mike. And we were at the Brickyard, and they were dressed kind of. I don't even think Bobby Cash had a costume, and Mike just had like a wig on, and I was a fucking woman, right? So there was this monstrous troll of a lady who was just like cross-eyed, like fucking pissed drunk. Did you remember this story?
No.
And she looked at me and she looked at Bob, and she's like, "Hey," she's like, "You guys, you want to come home with me?" And I was like,
"You and Bobby?"
Yes. And like
you.
This lady, this troll, like I'm telling, she was like, she lived under a bridge. She must have, and fucking, she was just so gnarly, and like, I was dressed. She was so. I was like, does she think I'm a chick? Like,
yeah.
does she care? Either way, it was weird. Because then she said, "All right, my husband's home, but he won't wake up." And I was like,
"Whoa,
what the fuck?" You know? And then she's
Damn.
like, "But you do have to worry about the dogs." And I was like, none of this sounds good. Like,
my one dog chews his dick off once in a while.
I'm like, "Oh, well, perfect. We'll get along just fine." But it was really, and Bobby and I were just looking at each other like, what the fuck? Like, it was just.
Bobby's like,
"Yeah, come on." He was a little, he was, he wasn't. He's
really
like,
"All right, here's what we do. We go get some cold cuts, keeps the dog occupied. We fuck this pig, get out of there."
Dude, it was just, I mean, I've been like, I got my ass smacked and shit a few times by people who didn't know that I was a dude. And
you make a pretty adorable fucking chick, dude.
I'm like a 6.
Yeah, yeah, like especially like around these parts. Like, because you do it up like a slutty girl, too. Wow. You don't like, like.
Well, what's the point? I mean, if you're going to do it, do it. That's my thing.
I
go
respect the dedication, of course.
Thank
you. Of course, but it's like you have like the aura of just like a fucking, a chick. If you buy her a couple drinks, she's going to start playing with your wiener. You know what I mean?
I studied for years.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know the character. You spent a lot of time with those types. So you know how to fucking do it.
Well, I love that photo.
Well, now I know that you and fucking Kaylee one year are just going to switch and be each other. You're going to dress as her, and she's going to dress as you like she did in the roast.
That's actually kind of a great idea.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
And then you guys fuck. And that'll really fuck your head up.
Yeah, I'll never come back, dude. I won't be the same. You understand that, right? I mean, you'll find it funny for your own amusement, but like, I'm fragile here. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm playing gay Viking fantasies. I'm fucking talking to myself.
Pillage me, Steve.
So like, yeah, and if I go full into it like that, like, luckily on those nights, I have never hooked up with anybody, thank God, because it'd be very confusing for everyone involved.
Yeah.
But like, I forgot about that thing too. When
if you hooked up with a chick and you were like dressed as a chick, there's something weird going on there.
It's still weird. Like,
it's
not
as
matter.
Yeah.
It's just odd. But the thing is, like I said, I've had my ass smacked and shit like that before.
Yeah.
While
I didn't like it when we did the chicks with dicks and people were like grabbing your like balloon tits. You're just like, oh, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, and you're like, this actually happened. Like, this is how it is.
It's terrible.
This is fucked up. But this is the first
I think
time
every
that
man should have to do that.
Like, to go through. Yeah.
Every man should have to spend a day as a hot chick and have to walk around as that, and then
it's
get
like
a
when
Gwyneth
Paltrow put on the fucking shit for like the fat chick suit, and she like became an advocate for fat people or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
She was just self-righteous. Like,
well, we do the opposite.
My God, this is terrible.
Do the opposite and have everybody be like, one day you're a hot girl and you have to live your life as a hot girl, so you know like what they go through, what women go through, the sexual abuse, and then at the end of the day they're like, I don't want to go back. I haven't paid for anything. This is great. I'm going to Ibiza tomorrow with some fucking oil guy. I don't know. This is fucking great. This fucking thing is worth a lot. You can get a lot of shit done with this fucking thing.
The good thing about that Caitlyn Jenner costume was that I went out, I had no money. But if you won the Halloween costume contest,
you got money, nice.
Yeah, you got your bar tab paid for. So I was a risky gamble for old Steve.
And then you got to kill that lady in that car accident and get away with it because you changed back into Steve right after. So the
I did.
yeah, so the newspapers just talked about that part.
I did.
Maybe that dog just caused a fatal car accident, and he's like, "Ah, fuck, I gotta bite my dick off. That's the only way to get out of this." This is Hollywood. I know how to fucking play this game. You fucking kill someone in a car accident, you gotta chop your dick off. The dog just
no, like, oh, you're so brave.
Yeah, dude, your dog was transitioning. These fucking transphobe whores had to walk away because it was a little blood, huh?
Oh man, yeah, that's what, you know what? If I ever feel the heat, man, if I get in like some serious trouble, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna lop it off and be like, empower me, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, you're fine. Like,
this picture,
I just ran over 5.
You're cornered. The fucking cops got you. They're like in an alley where like there's a fence you couldn't jump over.
I'm fucking doing it, man. I fucking swear to God.
Oh, you're at the end of the fucking tunnel like Harrison Ford.
I didn't kill my wife.
I don't care. And then just garden shears. And like, whoa!
Oh,
shit!
Somebody help this woman.
I thought he was going to jump out of the fucking tube. I didn't know he was going to do that. Holy
like,
fuck.
Why did you do that?
Oh, Jesus.
That, yeah, I guess so now I know that was my Hail Mary pass, I guess it will be. You know what I mean? When shit really hits the fan.
You're fucking in case of fucking. It's just you have a giant like cigar clipper in behind glass in your house in case of emergency. Just fucking.
Dude, so there was like this show on Netflix that was it was like the Canadian version of Cops, and it was hilarious because of all the accents and everything. But they're like so nice. Like, and even the criminals that they arrest are all like in like denim. I mean, it's like somebody wrote a stereotypical fucking Canadian thing, and it was just real life.
I have a denim observation when this is done.
Okay, so there was one scene where you think, okay, speaking of cutting off dicks, there was this. It was like a reality show. It's not a scene, okay? It was like they show up to this call, right?
Sequence.
And they ask a witness what's happening because there's this guy, he's bleeding, his crotch is all fucking. They're like, yeah, you know, I don't know. I was just over here, and this guy just started cutting his junk off, you know? Like, he broke a glass bottle and just started cutting his junk off. And, like, they're like, okay, yeah. And, like, it was so nice and Canadian. But if I would have seen that, I'd have been like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, this guy cut his fucking dick off with a glass bottle. Like, you know what I mean? They were just like, yeah, you know, I don't know.
This
Yeah,
guy's cutting his junk off.
Yeah,
this guy's lopping off his twigs and berries down here at the Circle K.
It was so casual. I couldn't believe it, man. Canadian Cops.
They just
I
keep
can't
it
remember
cool.
It's like You Are Under Arrest or something. That's the name of the show. I don't remember.
Yeah.
All right, what's your denim story?
Well, it's so
Observation.
Canadian Justin Trudeau, their prime minister, right? Is that what it is there up there? I'm not political. Don't worry. It's not getting into a political
it's
thing.
A prime
this is a
minister.
cultural thing. Whatever. So this dude, I remember seeing videos of him like when he went to India, and he put on like all like the Indian like traditional stuff, and I'm sure he was trying to be respectful or whatever the fuck they wanted him to do it, but he just looked like a fucking dork. Like, he just looked like a dork. Like it looked like he saw in the book like the Beatles did it, and he's like, oh cool, and then like
nice.
he just looked like a white guy dressed in like Indian like traditional Indian garb. He's like, you fucking dork. And then I was like, then the people were yelling at cultural appropriation and blah blah blah. So then I'm watching the Tragically Hip thing about the last hip shows.
Yeah.
And they show him going to the last Tragically Hip shows and walking through the crowd and waving, and he's wearing fucking denim on denim. He's wearing a Canadian tuxedo. He fucking did it to his own people.
The leader of Canada.
Just wherever he goes, they're just like, all right, dude, you got to dress like them. Like, you know what I mean? Like
he's got like a flask of maple syrup. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like he's got like wherever he has to go give a speech, they just dress him up like those, like whoever happens to be there. You know what I mean?
One time, Andy, my brother, and I, we went to go open up our cottage for the season or close it down, whatever. But we usually stop for breakfast. It was like my dad, Andy, and myself.
Right.
And we're at this Canadian mom and pa diner, right? Andy's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm in Canada. I'm going to get some fucking pancakes, you know what I mean, and get some real fucking syrup. So they bring it to the table, and it's like this Aunt Jemima fucking maple syrup, which isn't even syrup. It's not real, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Andy... he got so mad at these people because he was like, what? Like, we're in Canada and you give me this, like, what? This isn't even real syrup and we can get this anywhere. He's like, you have a maple leaf on your fucking flag. Like, and he was so mad, and I was dying, and my dad was embarrassed. Like, he wasn't saying this to the waitress necessarily, but he wasn't keeping it quiet, so he was very offended. I mean, then I thought, I was like, yeah, that is kind of horseshit. Like, why, who the fuck? We're in Canada, for Christ's sake. That's why he ordered pancakes. He's like, I haven't had pancakes since my birthday when I was 12. You know what I mean? Like,
this is the way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they import their fucking syrup here.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just bullshit. So it was really funny how mad he was, and it totally warranted for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like when we went to Barcelona, we're like, it's gonna be all cultural, and like we picture it, which it is. There's it's a different city, different culture, but you still go into a restaurant and we're sitting there, and on the radio is fucking Britney Spears. It's like, is it know that you're toxic? And you're just like, oh, I just feel like I'm like at a Panera or something. Like, wherever you go. But I get what he's saying. Like, you go to the land of fucking, you have it on your flag.
Maple syrup. It's on the flag, for Christ's sake.
It's like coming to America and we're like, we're sorry, sir, we're out of Eagles.
Yeah, sorry,
Fresh
but
out
what?
of Eagles.
Yeah, it doesn't, you go to Iran and they're out of swords or something. You're like, what?
We don't have any baskets full of snakes anymore, sir. What are you talking about?
We don't. The fucking they imported the Fiddler on the Roof and it took all the fucking snakes away. He started playing that flute.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that's horseshit. You expect like a nice fucking actual Canadian like breakfast, and I was like, I didn't order that, but I was thinking about it because I was like, yeah, real maple syrup, like we're in this fucking Canada, and Aunt Jemima, and we're like, that's not even cool here.
No, yeah, that's like if you were at a Denny's and they had that, you'd be like, oh fuck.
Yeah, God.
There's nothing, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's they're all about that shit in Maine. They're all about their fucking blueberries and they're all about their syrup. It's like everywhere you fucking go, there's like a stack of like, like the pyramid of like homemade products, you know what I mean? That came from like a local place, and it's every store. You go to the post office and there's blueberry syrup made by some old lady. You know what I mean? Like they love that shit. So tell Andy to go to Maine if he wants to get his syrup on. Canada just has the leaf on their flag because I don't know.
I mean, what
they thought of something nice and tough that'll last.
It's pretty blatant, and they have the Canadian flag is fucking everywhere. There, it's in like every logo, every fucking, you know what I mean?
The Maple Leafs, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
There you go, and like you know what I'm saying. Now I'm getting mad at this because it is fucked up. Like it's like why would you? And we figured like okay, we're not going to a Denny's.ca. We're going to fucking like this little mom and pop shop we thought was going to be
were gonna get like they were actually like they had a fucking tap on a fucking thing
like
in the back.
And they go out back to a fucking tree, and you know what I mean, and some guy in a jean jacket gives it to you, and a lumberjack or some shit. But that's not what it was. It was a very authentic American bullshit experience.
Yeah. Oh man, what I wouldn't give for one of those. But you go to the traditional Irish breakfast is pretty badass because I guess maybe the boozing, they really fucking gotta, chalk it up the next day. But it's like, it's enough food for the whole fucking day. It is a giant plate with like 4 fried eggs and God. Like 2 giant sausage links and fucking blood pudding, which is like it's black fucking.
That's like what came out of Malachi's dick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dog dick. There's like severed dog dick is the side of it. There's a whole can of beans, just like beans, like cowboy beans.
Really?
Yeah. There's sausage patties. There's sausage links. There's like a half a loaf of bread that's all toasted and buttered. Like it's an enormous amount of fucking food. And I'm actually kind of hungry. I think we should fucking do that. We should make an Irish fucking breakfast right now.
A real Irish
breakfast. It's 2 p.m. Let's make a real Irish breakfast.
Here
Dude, it's the shit.
Talking about food that I have nothing to do with again.
But here,
I got sweet.
Sweet guys. Yeah.
I think I have like 1 egg left. Like I can't even like.
Yeah. But you can never finish it. Like I could not. I don't eat like huge meals like that. When we went to fucking Greece, they gave me this fucking gyro. Is it a gyro? Is it a euro?
Don't they say hero?
I think they say euro. Yeah, like euro or hero with a little bit of H. But if you say gyro, you're white trash. I don't fucking know. But they give you one of these, and this thing had like a family of pigs on it. Like there was like a pork stacked like high as fuck with like the whole like everything on top of it. It was for like 10 people. And it was like $1. And like I ate so much of it. It was so full. There's stray cats all over Athens, so I'm feeding the fucking cats all this pork. So me and like 10 cats ate like fat rats off this pork, and it looked like I didn't even touch it. So by the time and like we got our check and shit, we got our
you
bill.
American waste, you know.
No, I'm a fat American who ate until I almost threw up, and it was still too much. So I got up and like went and took a piss or something, and then the waitress went to Lee and was like, "Does he not like it? Is he not happy with it?" She's like, "No, he's been stuffing his face. She's like, There's a lot." Like I don't know, you know. Like, dude, it was a lot, man. They fucking give it up, right? Hell yeah, I'm gonna move there. I've been talking. I gotta get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, man.
America's done. It's not because it's gonna burn down. There's gonna be a civil war. It's gonna be the gayest civil war ever, and I don't want to.
No, it's gonna. Yeah, like it's just gonna be rednecks hunting little fucking
dweebs, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
it's like the two worst people fighting each other. Who cares? It's like celebrity boxing when it's like Screech versus like another who gives a shit, and you're like, I don't really want to see them fight.
That's this Civil War. If it were a thing, like I kind of think I want everyone to die. I don't, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be a side. There'd be like, rednecks with all their guns, and there'd be like hipsters who don't know what to do, so they like flick quarters. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like
no, they would get like in some witchcraft shit. They'd have their crystals, and they'd start doing this stuff. They'd be like, we fight you with our aura,
protective aura.
Yeah, with like the planets are lined up. We're gonna plan our fight for this day because Jupiter will be here, and everybody's fucking out of their mind in their own way. And we're hearing every voice on the planet scream. Like, remember when Superman was a kid and he started to all the voices and shit? That's what's happening to us. We're hearing me and you are doing a fucking why? We have no business doing a show right now. With two voices shouting into the fucking ether for no reason, no positivity. It's just, and that's what it is. It's just crazy. Just enjoy the fucking ride, dude.
When I lived in LA, somebody gifted me a crystal. And I was like, thanks. But then I didn't know what to do with it. Like, what do I put it in my pocket? Is that offensive? Like, what am I supposed to do? And I was like, what's it for? And they're like, it's for positive energy. I'm like, okay, thank you.
So you quickly threw it in the garbage, obviously.
Yeah. Well, so I called my brother Matt, who is my California expert because he's been there for a long time. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, man, somebody's being really nice and gave me this crystal. Like, what am I supposed to do with it? He's like, I don't know. You just like put it somewhere. I was like, what? Like, am I supposed to like put it in a fucking necklace? Like, I'm not doing that. And he's like, no, like you put it by like a window or something. I was like, what? Like, and I was like, am I supposed to blow on it? Like, what the fuck do I do with this thing? It's a fucking rock.
Do I gotta feed it?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, what is this thing? And they're like, oh, well, it's just, it's for energy. I was like, is it? Like, is it though? You know what I mean? And then I didn't realize he's kind of into that stuff. Maybe he is. I don't know.
Yo, hold up. What if we made the pet rock, but for like dumb yoga chicks? Same business plan, and it worked.
It does. Whoever came up with that, the fucking crystal game is like a genius. Because everybody buys it, and it's like, that's great, and whatever works for you, that's fine. But like,
there's a Heisenberg of the crystal, like the crystal game of those girls.
Yeah, but I still don't know what to do with it. I still have the fucking thing, and then my superstitious ass.
So you still have it. It ain't worth it. Do you feel positive?
No, look at me. No, not at all. Maybe because I didn't fucking rub it or something. I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do with it.
Maybe like, because your girlfriend put out a huge net of people saying, "Hey, we're roasting Steve for his birthday," and she got 2 hours worth of material. Like, it's not like everyone's like, we can't roast Steve. We only have nice things to say. She's like, I have a series here. I have a 10-part series. People have got a lot of stuff off their chest in these videos. I don't think that crystal, you might want to get a bigger crystal, dude. I don't think that shit's working.
Well, that's another thing, too. I felt like it was a chance for people to be like, you know what, man? Fuck you. And I was like, and that's great. Like, cause you know what I mean? Like,
nah, man, it was so funny that like everybody's always ended with like, Steve, and real proud of you, and everything. You seem to be getting back on the right track. You got a good girl. You got a house. You got like everyone had just like, hey, you're not just like a stone pizza guy anymore. Good for you.
Yeah. You know what? I had the.
Now you're loud as fuck. Whatever you're doing right there is perfect.
Okay, I came to the other day. I was driving in the work truck.
You mean also?
And so I realized, like, because this was like I feel bad because I'll tell Munzie, like, everyone at the pizza shop is always like saying, all right, when I get a real job, And Munsey's like, this is a real job. What are you talking about? Like, you get paid to do work, right? And I understand it. But I was like, this is my big boy job. Whatever. I was not trying to be offensive, but I was like, all right, so I work for Loomis. I deliver money. And I realized I just upgraded deliveries. Like, I'm not delivering pizzas anymore. And I was like, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I suck, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, I can't. It's the highest paying delivery job I've ever had, but like it's still like, you know, instead of delivering pizzas and giving people happiness, like now I risk death on a daily basis.
No, you
know what I
money,
mean?
man. You're making the world go round.
Yeah, well, that's that's job security right there. One thing that can't stop is unless they see this and then I get fired because of it.
No, I'm gonna write an inspirational like Forrest Gump story about you starting as like a little pizza boy with broken legs and everyone makes fun of you, and then your legs fix and you run into like the president's office and you're like, Mr. President, here's your pizza, and you deliver a pizza to the president. And they're like, look, he became the highest pizza boy in the land.
Figuratively and
inspirational story. But yeah, that is very, very fucking funny. Now I
was driving and it was like silent, and the guy in the truck too, because I was just like, fuck, and he was like, what happened, because we're like constantly are supposed to be on the lookout for people robbing us, right?
Right.
And so that was very off-putting for him. I was like, I just realized that I'm a piece of shit. I'm sorry, man. Like, you know what I mean? I went from delivering pizzas to delivering money. So
and then you're like, I need to change my life, and then you become a doctor and you deliver a baby. And you're like, fuck,
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's
dope though. I mean, you get, that's a badass job right there.
It sounds cooler than it actually is. But I mean, I like the guys I work with and everything. It's kind of a pain in the ass gig.
I love the guys you work with. Those guys were hilarious. I want them to do a show. I want them to just the three of them standing at the bar, just fucking talking shit to each other, and it became the three of them shitting on themselves. They just disregarded you at one point. They just were making fun of each other.
Well, so they did a few, and there was one where it was just the two of them, and at the end of it, they like a rag was lit on fire, and they're like, "Oh shit!" Like they put it out, and I was like, "What does that mean?" And then I realized I watched it a second time, and I was like, "Oh yeah." That's when Kaylee and her sister Megan accidentally set our house on fire, like when we first moved in. And I was like, that's actually really funny. I forgot about that because I had first started there. And we just were moving into this house that you see right now. And there was some shit that we were putting on the floor, some like whatever type of coating, whatever. Apparently, if you don't like soak the rags in water after they're done, they can spontaneously combust, which is what happened.
Yeah.
So it luckily didn't do that much. It like burned out the window in the kitchen or whatever. But like I got a phone call from Kaylee like twice in a row, and I was like, uh-oh. So I answered it, and I was at work at the time, and I had just started this job, and I had to call my boss and be like, yeah. My house is on fire, and he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. My fiance called me and told me that, or my girlfriend at the time, whatever she was, and I was like, I don't remember at the timeline if we were engaged or not. But like I was like, yeah, she called me, and the house is on fire, and they're like, okay, we'll send somebody to relieve you, and I had to go home, and I had the rest of the day off. But luckily, the damage wasn't that bad. But it's just funny because like they're like, what the fuck is going on with this kid? Like, I just start, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, because that's a hell, like, if I were lying and, like, that didn't happen, that's a hell of an excuse to, like, it's like if you call into work and you just say somebody died, like, right off the bat, like, you don't build up to it, you know what I mean? Like, use that as an excuse.
You throw the heavy out, you don't have, what are you going to use later?
Right, exactly. So, like, luckily they did believe me, but, because it did happen, I swear to God.
Yeah.
But it was just a funny thing. They were like, okay.
So they were
like,
making fun of her. And they lit it,
Yeah, they're like, oh, did you smell something burning? And they put it out, and I was like, what the fuck was that? But I had so many things going on, like, it's just overwhelming.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't catch it at first, and then going back over, I was like, oh, my God, they're making fun of you, Kaylee. That's pretty funny.
We had there was a mini little, I spilled some oil, like, in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was, like, turned the oven on, and it, like, heated the oil up, and the oil just kind of started on fire. So there was just a little, like, oil fire of, like, where it spilled.
Yeah.
And then it just burned away, and it was like I don't like Voldemort just left the room or something. You know what I mean? Like it was just like a fire that just like whoosh, like dissipated and then just like was gone in like a puff of smoke. It was fucking cool. It was like special effects. But
Do you? Sorry. Go ahead.
well, we have that compost pile. It's a small one. But Jimmy and Lindsay were telling me, one of them was like, hey, this stuff can like spontaneously combust. Like this can like start on fire, like if the gases and shit. But if you have a big, like a huge compost pile and it's hot and like you have gases and shit, like it could fucking explode. And I'm like, I'm glad you told me that. Because if my yard just like started on fire, my yard, like dirt, like a box of dirt and garbage started on fire. I'd go to the church across the street and be like, I'm sorry. I believe you.
I will change. I
believe you. You are real. The burning bush was just like a bush that they all shat on and then like it combusted into like it started on fire because that was the shit bush everybody used to shit on.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Moses is in there talking to the shit bush.
Something's going on. They're like, it's a miracle.
Fucking shit.
Oh, that's fucked, man.
Yeah,
dude. I don't know. Shit. Like mulch piles can do that too, man.
Yeah,
they can randomly set on fire. But I don't know. I'm not a chemical mixture guy, so I don't know anything about that. They didn't know.
Neither
now they
am
do.
I.
But like, yeah. So that's kind of scary shit. So luckily the damage wasn't too bad.
Yeah, no,
but,
fire terrifies me.
Absolutely.
The two biggest things I'm scared about down here is fire and water. You know what I mean? Like a flood, like a bust pipe, which we had a bit of a situation the other day. The fucking one thing came loose, and when we were doing laundry, it was just pissing water all out the back.
Ugh.
And then fire and water, because it's electricity. I'm like, something's going to short out and start on fire, and then that's going to shut that off, and then it's going to flood, which puts out the fire. But
not if it's an electrical fire.
No, then it just electrifies the water.
Yes.
And you can't go into it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's what terrifies me. That's what keeps me up at night. But that's okay.
I'm scared of a lot of things.
Having a house now. Yeah, exactly. Like that's fucking
anything
terrifying.
Could go wrong
because you can't. There's no one to call. You're not renting. It's you. Shit gets fucked up, you got to do it. Yeah,
you're responsible. Yeah, and that's a heavy burden.
And it's just magic to me. Like we were doing the Captain's Jug live stream, and there's all these people who can't forget it, and I'm like, you fuckers, or they can't figure it out. Yeah, I'm trying to talk too fast, and I took figure it out and just made the word forget it. I just was eliminating things because I'm just trying to get to the end. And they couldn't figure it out, and Adam's like, shut the fuck up, Thurman, I swing a hammer for a living. And I'm like, hey man, I can't do that. I can hang some pictures because I'm on ArtFag, and I'm just like, oh no. Other than that, like I can't fix shit. If something in my house breaks, I'm gonna call Adam and be like, dude, you gotta save me, please. Like I don't know how to fix this shit. I don't know what to do. The thing's making a noise. I just taped it, and then the tape fell off. I don't know what to do.
Luckily, Kaylee just goes kind of manic and just does house projects all the time.
Yeah.
And she gets shit done. So I'm like, okay, great. Like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Am I annoyed while it's happening? Of course.
Dude, I hate,
do I love the result? Absolutely.
The result is great, and we're pretty bad at, like, we do shit in, like, little spurts, and we'll just leave something. Like, it took us, like, all summer to paint the living room.
Your living room's fucked. Like,
it's
in
huge,
the sense that you have to paint it. Yeah,
the ceiling was a pain in the ass. So it wasn't a pain in the ass, but that constant feeling of your house is turned up, like, ladders and plastic everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And things aren't settled. Like that unsettledness, I fucking hate it. Like at construction sites, like I'm like, can we just finish this? Like, so I just end up doing a shitty job because I want to finish it real quick and put everything back so we can chill again. So it doesn't feel unsettled.
But that's what I'm saying, and it's like that's when, because I feel unsafe kind of all the time, especially where I live, what I do for a living, and just the time. You know what I mean? Like
you would like your home to be comfortable.
This impending doom of will I get this disease? Will I not? Will I be the one? There's a lot going on
too,
here. Yeah, that whole thing. Remember? So when I come home and like there's things like kind of torn up or shit everywhere, I'm just like, and then she's like, Steve, it's fine, it's all right, it's good. That's where she thinks I'm a little autistic, I think.
Yeah.
I think I show signs of
you're
being on the spectrum.
I think you're like a nervous dog or something. Like you're just getting a little tweaked out. Yeah.
I got like if I did have autism, I don't have the good one.
We all have some spark of something. Come on.
Yeah, I could use it in weird ways, but like I wish I could. Like I was one of those math autistic people. You know what I mean?
Where it could,
because I'm terrible with
Like
math.
you could build an app or something and make $1 billion or something. Like you
Right,
have some autism that'll fucking make you something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean. But no, I just have some. Yeah, I have something that's fucked, man.
I think we all
Whatever.
do. They keep coming up with names for it, so it becomes an actual thing. Back in the
Yeah, I
day,
know,
it was
then
like,
you
hey,
feel
he's
like-
just a weird guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they diagnosed like the greatest artists in the world and medicated them, we never would have had that fucking art.
That's
That'd be a
true.
little fucking crazy.
Well, and the problem is too is that
If
you're
you
feeling
cured
some
like
way,
what if you fucking we gave Leonard Cohen antidepressants and cheered him up and now he makes like happy bright music. It'd be like, well, you fucking ruined Leonard Cohen. He made sad shit. That was why he was great. Like, you know what I mean? Sorry, you gotta take the shit with the bush, kids. Does that make sense?
I keep thinking about that, but
It was just the shit bush. Like
The
back in the day,
compost
they didn't have fucking toilets. They just had a bush. We all shit in the same bush. We can't just be shitting everywhere. Everyone's stepping
no,
in
it's
it.
got to be one.
All we
bush
got
in
is
it.
sandals. We haven't come up with the shoe yet. So you fucking Jesus is washing shit off everybody's feet all day long.
He's like, I should have ever started this, man.
He's
This
like, all right,
shit
look.
fucking sucks.
I'm washing feet all day. I can't get anything else done. Pick one bush and shit in it, okay? One bush. And then they'll shit in the bush and it combusted because of the fumes and shit. They didn't understand that back then. And then they're just like, Moses is tripping ball. Who was it? Moses who talked to the bush?
I think it was Moses. It wasn't either one with the fucking. Didn't he do the Ten
Noah had
Commandments
the
shit?
ark. Moses had the itchy and scratchy and sneezy.
Which I don't know which one turned into an action here. I remember they both made. I think like Russell Crowe as Noah or some shit.
Yeah,
it was like
they made some
action
crazy
movie.
CGI
Like,
ark
I was
movie.
like, what the fuck?
Like
You know,
it was
and then,
Transformers, but it was like Noah.
yeah, like
It seemed
I'm
like
gonna
one of
build
those
this boat.
parody trailers from Tropic Thunder.
I was like, this can't be real. Yeah, like this, and oh god, sure as shit it was. Yeah, fucking.
Yeah, they
I don't know,
made.
man.
Well, did you see the fucking Mel Gibson Santa Claus movie?
Okay, so people have told me to watch that, and I saw the trailer, and I'm very intrigued. Because I think he officially. I mean, he's lost his shit for a long fucking time.
Yeah,
like,
but he's great.
he's awesome, dude. You can't beat fucking Mel Gibson, man.
No,
he's
and it's
fucking
great that he's lost his mind because he's not just like one of these normal actors who gives you like a. Because he's got so much fuck you money.
Yeah,
he can be himself and he can say shit like Dave Chappelle or like one of those guys who's just so like on the level of like everything they say you believe, even if you disagree with it, you believe what he says. And he just do those tapes of him shit faced is the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
There's a.
But
Okay.
anyway, but the Santa, he's pretty good in Santa movies. Did you see the fucking the Shining? What is it called? The one with Ewan McGregor, the new Shining the thing.
Yeah, Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't like it.
I didn't like. I turned it off honestly because they started trying to reshoot the Shining things with different actors.
Dude, that's all. So the whole movie, you're waiting for some shit to happen. You don't give a fuck the entire time.
But they're showing they
And
have a
then
new
they-
kid playing Danny. They have a new
Yeah.
chick playing the chick, and they
Right.
tried to make the sets look like it. It looks like
Yep.
a
So the
fucking
whole end of the
Mad
movie,
TV
the-
parody of The Shining.
Right, exactly. The climax is just the climax of the fucking Shining, which we've already seen. Like, maybe show us some new shit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it was one of those things where I'm like, oh, cool, this could be fucking sweet. And then I always do that to myself because I know it's gonna fucking suck. I know it. Like it always does. Like it
Crystal's
never
not
fails.
working. Crystal's definitely not working.
There's a, I think actually, okay, they changed it on IMDb, but they are doing a second Passion of the Christ movie. Mel Gibson is doing, and for a
Yeah,
while,
I've heard about that. For
it's
a while.
called Resurrection, which is okay, a better title because for a while on
Isn't that like a
IMDb
Tupac album too?
the working title on IMDb for a long time was Passion of the Christ 2, and I was like, are
Yeah.
you fucking serious? You know what I mean? Like that takes the piss out of it right away, dude. Fuck that movie. Okay, it's great, but
it
it's like
starts
not
with a
really...
thing that just says 3 days later.
I remember my dad and I went and saw Passion of the Christ because we felt like we had to. We had like Catholic guilt.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like, we're like okay, and it was such a big deal that like they were selling out tickets that like it was like over. They were over capacity. So I had to sit in the fucking steps like of the movie theater to actually like
Wow.
watch that movie. And my dad and I sat.
They
Like,
actually
we
had to
drove
nail
home
me
and-
up to the wall. There was no room in there.
was a very, very authentic experience.
That's my
I
autism.
ordered a fucking
That's my
big tub of
autism.
Diet Coke, and they just gave me a big tub of vinegar instead.
That's
Oh,
my
yeah,
autism. Is
you
I can just
thirsty
nail
little
Jesus
punk.
jokes all day.
Hey.
But fucking,
that was one in of
I
itself
remember.
right there.
Yeah, that was like a world event when that shit came out. And
Yeah.
I would tell. I don't know if think I've said it. I'm pretty sure I was like kids with that. Not kids, but like teenagers. I guess young teenagers. Whatever.
Yeah,
when
I
it
was
came out.
younger. Yeah.
I fell asleep in the theater, I think. And it was like the one or two times I ever went to the movies with my parents. Like, we didn't go out to the movies. That was like a thing. Like, they sent you to the movies with your friends to fucking get rid of you. You know what I mean? Like, so like we never, but we felt like we had to because it was this big world event, and it was like, you know, mom sees.
That's what I mean. Like, it was like
now you're loud as fuck. Why does it keep getting so loud and then so quiet? I don't know.
It's just like, yeah, you felt like you had to go see it,
Yeah.
like, or else you'd be judged.
You had to.
for
It's
not,
a big world event or some shit. So yeah, but I'm pretty sure I dozed off because it's like after a while, you're like, yeah, they're beating the shit out of the guy. They fuck him up for 3 hours. It gets boring. I don't know. I'm a kid. I watch shit like that all the day. Like I watch Tarantino movies and they're getting fucked up all day.
Yeah, but that's
nothing.
like entertainment. You're watching this and you're like,
just because we have to.
Oh God, they're giving
Just
them that.
because we're pretending Jim Caviezel's Jesus, it means more. Like, no, you're pretending to beat another guy up with a bunch of fake blood and, and practical effects. It really
I know,
was.
It just wasn't fun. Though.
It was like a fucking Grindhouse movie. Like, it was just like gorier the better, like Machete or something. Like just over the top rubber effects gore.
Who,
but
speaking
because
of,
it was Jesus, we're all like, oh fuck.
Mel Gibson was the bad guy in the second Machete.
Yeah, which has one of the greatest fucking bits, physical fight bits I've ever seen in my life. Is when he's in the hospital. Machete, the second Machete.
Yeah.
When he's in the hospital and he's fighting the dude and they're in the hallways and he fucking cuts the dude's stomach open and grabs his intestines and goes running down the hallway and then fucking he's holding like the intestines over his arm and he jumps out the window and it shows outside and I'm trying to like do it in the camera and there's the two windows like above you, the one he's in the top floor and he jumps out the window and then like rappels down with the guy's intestines and swings down into the window underneath it, breaks into the hallway like and then like kicks a dude as he breaks into the window and then just keeps fighting. I was like, that was the fucking sickest shit I've ever seen. It was great. It was hilarious. It was disgusting. It was brilliant. I love that.
I remember you told me that your mom like bought that movie.
No. I had it. And this was like Robert De Niro was the fun grandpa now. There was like 10 years where De Niro, he did Meet the Parents. It was huge. So there was like a long stretch of just De Niro was the cute, like, like De Niro trying to change a kid's diaper going, hey, it just smells worse than my act. Oh, hey. You know, like shit like that. Like,
pretty bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like just De Niro, cute grandpa De Niro for a long time. So my mom was like looking through the DVDs and saw Machete with Robert De Niro because he had like a very small part in that.
Yeah.
And then she's like, and like, I don't know if you remember the first one. The opening thing is him saving a girl who pulls like a cell phone out of her pussy.
Yeah, she's completely naked.
And
she's
then he
completely
cuts her head off,
naked.
right? She's completely naked. He saves her. She pulls a cell phone out of her pussy. Then he cuts her head off, right?
I'm not
slices
sure.
her. Something.
I think somebody comes in and I think Steven Seagal actually kills her.
It's great. And it's gory over the top. And she thought it was going to be like Meet the Parents 3. Like Machete.
I just can't imagine. And dude, it even makes the sound when the phone comes out of the machine.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I don't know if she got to that part because I think she was like, I turned it off within the first 5 seconds. I can't believe he would do something like that. I'm like, you were alive when he was doing like Taxi Driver and Cape Fear and shit. Like, did you not know who this guy was first? He started as that. He started as Travis fucking Bickle, like one of the darkest characters ever.
Right.
Like,
okay, man. I tried to watch Cape Fear again, and like,
so it's goofy.
I don't know why. It was a film. I think he's going for the noir thing, but like,
with the shots where it's like the big face, like Nick Nolte's face is huge, and then in the back over the corner, there's like a what's her face, Jessica Lange is different. Yeah, it's very done stylistically.
For sure. And then I don't even like
as fuck. It keeps going super loud, super quiet.
Yeah, mine has actually kind of.
Yeah.
But De Niro's performance even is just fucking weird, man. Is it working?
What? Show starts to whisper things, but what? You gotta say what? Oh, the audience doesn't care about our technicalities?
We're trying to put on a good show for you.
We're trying to make
assholes.
sure it fucking sounds good. God damn it. Yeah, Jesus. The audience doesn't care about your tech. All right, and then when it doesn't work, they're like, it's not working. The
Well,
audience is
this isn't
fools.
the fucking Thurman and Lala and Lee show, all right? So,
Yeah. How about you leave?
actually, no, we need her. We need
Yeah,
her.
I need another drink. All right. What were we just saying? Machete, Robert De Niro. Yeah. Like, yeah, it was very funny that she thought it was going to be like a cute, like same thing I guess with Jack Nicholson because he did Good as It Gets and The Bucket List, and they'd start doing all these nice old man movies, and then so ladies who don't know shit about fucking movies are like, oh, Jack Nicholson, what is this? The Shining? Oh, he goes and stays at a hotel with his family. That sounds
Oh,
fun.
that sounds nice.
Stay at a hotel for the whole winter.
My mom has a knack for walking in at the worst part of any movie. It could be a movie that's like rated R for one scene of language. You know what I mean? Like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. When say like he says, like fuck like 17 times in a row, right? She'll not see the whole movie and she'll walk into the room at that moment and be like, "Oh my god, what are you watching?" Right? It happens forever. So one time when I lived there, the big awesome TV was in the living room. So I was like, "Sweet, nobody's home. I'm gonna fucking watch a movie." I put on Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
I fall asleep.
Uh-huh.
Mom comes home during the gimp rape scene. And I'm like, she's like, what? Like, what are you watching? I was like, oh no, like, this is actually my favorite movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that is the most like. Even when you watch that movie from beginning to end, you get to the gimp rape scene, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you're like, "How the fuck does that happen?" You
Even
know?
in context, that is a shocking situation.
I still kind of forget about it too, and I've seen it. It's my favorite movie. I see it a million times, and then it gets to that part, and I'm like,
and you look up, and you're like, "I'm sorry, mom, are you okay?" And she's like, "Nah, Steve, I'm pretty far from okay."
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking far from okay. Now she can't listen to surf music without thinking about that guy.
That's so funny.
Oh man, yeah. So she has a fucking amazing knack for that, and that I think that was when it like peaked. There was plenty of times where I was like, I gotta get out of here.
There's a
one day actually when I was super hungover and I was like watching movies in the basement, and I was just dead on the couch, and like my farts were so awful. Like so terribly toxically atomic farts. Then my mom came downstairs. She started smelling the sink because we had backup problems before where like sewage came up. So she started like, I didn't dare admit it was my farts, and I blamed it on the
she had
dog.
to like call the town.
Yeah, she was worried because she thought it was happening again, and it was just my horrible decisions. The smell of everything that I put in my body. It was terrible, and I blamed it on the dog too. Like, and I was like 26, 27, like I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like this is, I'm supposed to be on paper. I'm a man, but I'm not, and I'm blaming my farts on the dog because my mom thinks something's wrong with the plumbing. Like it, I was like, oh god.
Hey, this is fucking hilarious.
Well, yeah, and plus, it's nice to not feel guilty about the movies.
There is a movie. I forgot what it's called. I really only saw the trailer. I don't know where. It was just from years ago. And there's a couple movies where like I saw the trailer and just couldn't even believe they were even concepts. One of them's the Kevin Spacey where he turns into a cat. It's like, once again, like you watch the trailer and you're like, is this a parody trailer from Tropic Thunder? Like, is this like how some Hollywood movies are kind of self-aware and they make a movie about making movies and they make a trailer and they make it over the top corny, like they're kind of making fun of themselves.
Yeah.
And you're like, is that though, right? And then you're like, no, this is a real fucking movie. Like they're really like, it's Kevin Spacey and he hates cats and he's a businessman who works and he doesn't play with his kids enough and they get cats and he goes, oh, but I fucking hate cats. And then his daughter makes a wish on her birthday that we get to spend more time with dad, and he turns into the cat. And then
wait, this is a real fucking movie?
It's called.
Is this
fuck,
like Kevin
yes.
Spacey?
It was right before he got in trouble for grabbing the junk of it.
The work that he gets.
No. This was like right before that, and I think that was sort of like that movie was like the first plane at Pearl Harbor that you saw in the distance. You're like, oh, what the fuck is that? That doesn't look like Kevin Spacey's. Good things are about to happen to him. And it's called what the fuck? It's called 9 Lives. All right, yeah, it's the trailer. I'm gonna figure it out where we can all watch a fucking thing together. Like right now, me and the YouTube audience can watch it, but you wouldn't be able to see it. But fucking whatever, go look it up. And he turns, and it's literally like the magic thing happens in the trailer, and then Kevin Spacey wakes up as the cat. It's the cat, and looks around and goes, "Wait a minute," and then looks at his hand and goes, I'm a cat, and then like does
Oh.
cat things and brings his family back together.
Dude,
It's
that just
ridiculous. It's
makes
fucking
me-
amazing.
that
All
makes
right,
me
that's
wanna
not even the one I
kill
wanted to
myself.
talk about. There's another one with fucking Jennifer Garner, who I'm not a fan of. I think she fucked up Ben Affleck. I don't know. She did something wacky to his head. As she made him all fucked up. Just let the man drink and fuck. He's Ben Affleck. God damn it, he deserves it. He's from Boston. Don't try to fucking Hollywood up Boston Ben Affleck. Keep the Ben Affleck Boston. Fucking. So it's her and another guy, and I only saw the trailer, and they're trying to have a kid, and like they can't have a kid. And it's like a tragedy. They want a fucking baby, and that's all they've ever fucking wanted. And it's
Well,
like
that's a
super
mistake.
sad, over the top fucking shit. So they do this thing where they're like, they have these little cards and they write down, and it's like in the movie, it's like seen as like they just kind of came up with this, like in this moment of like
desperation or something.
desperation or inspiration, just in this crazy moment, they just came up with this idea to start writing down, well, he's going to be kind, he's going to be fun, he's going to be caring, he's going to love fucking ice cream. And they wrote down all these wishes they had that their child was going to be, and they put it in a shoebox, and they buried it, and there was a fucking thunderstorm, and then a child grew out of the backyard. This was a fucking movie that was happened. And the fucking, I've seen the trailer, I haven't seen the full thing. We need to do the watch-alongs again. I got to figure out how to do those over here, because, or just at least we'll pull the fucking trailer up, dude. Like,
Sure.
They grew a child, and it had all the things, and he was just perfect, and he was as precocious. I hate when Hollywood makes movies about kids because they're so precocious, and you're like, you're in love with the child, you creep. Like, it's their stuff about kids is so fucking weird.
You know what I notice in movies
They're
with,
just, it's
that
too
have
precious.
kids, and they need a kid to like leave the room so the adults can talk.
Yeah.
Every single movie that happens in, it's not realistic at all, because kids don't fuck off. They don't.
No.
They're all up in your shit. If you want to make a movie that has a kid in it, you're gonna have to have that little fucker climbing all over you, like randomly crying while you're trying to have a conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're always like, go find your sister, and the kid's just like, okay, because we need this kid to leave this scene. That never happens. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's
we
always
some movie where that
precious. It's
happened.
always positive. It's always positive with the kids. It's always like just such
that's
a
not what it's
wonderful
like.
family thing.
That's not what it's like. At
No,
all.
it's always just like, I'm talking. Okay, but I'm talking to Uncle Sean right now. Okay, I will help you with it after. I'm talking.
Yeah, and now you're not allowed to hit him. Like, you know what I mean? Now they got like kids wearing body cams all the time.
Yeah, exactly. No, they're making a movie, and McConaughey's just like, hey, turn that thing off for a second. He's just like, the camera points at the ground. He's like, listen here, you little fucker.
I saw some movie the other day. I can't remember what
Hey,
it was.
why is the live chat fucking? Come on, motherfuckers, get in the live chat. There were some people there. Come on, so spit it out, bitch.
I can't remember what the fuck it was called. It was very strange, and it was a play, and they developed it into a movie. And McConaughey was in it, and he was like this like contract killer, but he was also a sheriff. And then he ends up like, I don't know, the family tries to fuck him over for the money. But there's this scene where he takes like
Is there something you're
a
like,
thing,
it's like you're blowing
Really?
too hard into it. Are you turning
Okay.
it differently or something? Is there like a different side to the microphone you should be talking into?
Does that sound better?
That sounds pretty good.
Okay.
All
There's a scene in the movie where they all come home with KFC, and he's not part of their family. They just hired him to kill like their mom for inheritance money, right? Things go wrong, blah, blah, blah. He takes this piece of chicken, this little wing, and he makes the wife get down on her knees, and he makes her suck this chicken wing like it's his cock. And the scene goes on for a long time, dude. And it's like gross, but it's like you're kind of like,
I thought it was like artistic or something.
yeah, and like, dude, and then he like gets off, but like in his pants, like,
What with the chicken? Oh my god, I gotta see
yeah.
this. What is this called?
Fuck, I can't remember.
Yeah, McConaughey chicken blowjob McConaughey.
Yeah, look it up.
Dirt?
Lee.
Something Dirt? Joe
that's-
Dirt?
No, yeah, Joe Dirt.
I don't know, yeah, we'll find it. Whatever, doesn't matter. Fucking, that's hilarious because yeah, man, like a lot of actors, like they'll do shit that you're not really you didn't know they. I don't know. They just have some weird side movie that you would never see. And it's like some artsy fartsy flick, and then fucking you watch it because it's on Netflix. Because we would never see it. It would never be in a theater around here.
No, exactly.
It
So
would
you
get
just-
limited release in like art house theaters, and it would be only fucking critics and stuff. It would be
Killer
watching.
Joe.
Killer Joe. Okay.
Killer Joe. And it was cool. It was definitely very different. Emil Hirsch is in it. William Friedkin, the guy who did The Exorcist, he directed it.
Okay.
So he always like a lot of his movies are very, very fucking weird.
Yeah.
So this was one of them. Juno Temple is in it. She actually
And she gets naked. Yeah, I remember. They're in the trailer, and you see
she's-
Gina Gershon's bushes like right in the beginning.
Yes, yeah, like right in your face.
That's my autism. Is I have an encyclopedia of Gina Gershon bush shots in movies.
That's why I'm afraid.
No,
like if I die and people look through my phone, it's just all different random celebrities I found in a movie and then naked or nude happening.
That's what you do. Yeah, it's exactly the first thing you do. Would I do the whole bit about the dead body? I think I did that on the other fucking show. Is that the only time, like, for example, let's just say Daisy Ridley, the chick from Star Wars. You look her up,
we
dude.
talked about it. Yeah, we talked about cold dead tits.
Yeah, she's a dead body, like in a fucking episode of CSI or something. And you know that some Star Wars nerd who's so in love with her is whacking off to that. To what appears to be a dead body. You know he's not really dead. She's just an actress pretending to be dead. So you could jerk off to her alive, just like in a bikini. But but that's not enough. It's got to be dead.
You actually have to see a tit.
That's dark. That's a dark world, and we wonder why these things are happening. We wonder why these things are happening to us.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, it's fucked up. I'm not okay.
Really we really built quite the fucking culture, haven't we?
Yeah.
Why isn't anyone in the live chat talking?
Because they probably are afraid. You know,
I'm afraid.
I don't blame them. There's a few people. Thank you, Jamie, earlier. If you're still here for like,
we would have done this whole thing without you being able to hear him.
Yeah, at all.
I don't understand that because I can hear it fucking fine. Whatever. Maybe I guess I'm not hearing the same fucking thing you guys are.
Well,
I should be.
It looks like Jimmy and Lindsay are on the way. They called us to hang out yesterday, and they partied a little too hard for the Bills' victory, and Jimmy was asleep by like 6 o'clock. Yeah. So we were on the way, and then they called us, and they were like, no, sorry. Jimmy's asleep. So they decided to come over today, so we're going to do some hanging, which is pretty cool.
As a non-drinker, it's interesting to live a life where I make like a ton of plans that I know in the moment as I'm making them are never going to happen.
Are not going to happen.
Because it's just drunk people that are like, we're going to get the fucking hat, and we're going to go here, and you guys are going to play at the den. And I'm just like, yeah. And the next time you see that, it never comes up again. They don't remember it at all.
Nobody has ever actually made it to the breakfast. No. You know what I'm talking about?
Unless
the drunk
you were
night before,
still
everyone's
up.
Yes. And at that point, you probably don't want to eat anything.
No.
You should, but you don't. But like I was telling when I was hanging out with like Rossman and like Noah and their friends or whatever, and they were drinking and they were talking about next day they're gonna go get some breakfast. I was like, listen, I'm not that much older than you, but I am, I guess, to the point where I know that none of you guys are gonna fucking make this breakfast. And they're like, no, that's not gonna. I'm like, okay. And did they go to breakfast? No, they didn't. Not a single person. You know what I mean? All right, I don't know why that's the thing too. Like, why is it always like the best thing in the world? Like, we're gonna go
in every movie, and every like cool Rat Pack wannabe, like there's like the guys go out and they go party and fuck get chicks and stuff, and then the scene is them with their like loosened ties, all sitting around at breakfast talking about like you bang that chick, bro, yeah. Like, they have this thing, and then like they don't get laid. They just get way too drunk, and like two of them get in a fight. Like,
I know. I lived that life, guarding that fucking Denny's, dude. That was
guarding that Denny's. Yeah.
Now that I'm not there, I really wish that I should have just shot someone. You know what I mean?
Nah, dude. I pictured it when this whole fucking cop and a black dude thing was going down. I was like, man. Well, I mean, it's been going down for about 100 years now, but
like, this new fad. This
new fad of it's pretty fucking pretty been par for the course for all of existence. But I was like, oh man, it's a good thing Steve didn't fucking become a cop, because I could picture like cell phone video of you just like and a black dude with his hands up. And just being like, Hawkeye didn't have an arc. And you're like, of course he did. They showed his family. They gave a whole backstory. They really laid layers to the character. It's like, please don't shoot me. Just fucking die. Why didn't he get his own spin-off movie? It's like, riots, and you have to fucking, then we have to, they're protesting.
I'm very glad that didn't, that I did not do that.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's fucking awful. And I get to come home every day.
Yeah.
And I get holidays off and shit, so that's fun. Cops don't, and everyone hates cops. People like money, so that's cool. You know, I deliver things that people like, money and pizza.
Yeah. Damn, man, man, you really fucking upped your game. That really is like you went corporate. Like
I did. That's what it is. I sold my soul. You know what I mean?
You know what it was is you know what I did? That just got really loud, so I started turning a knob on a mixing board that's not even on. There's so many things in front of me, like I'm fucking confused as shit right now. You know what your thing was that Tony Danza movie where he's kicking the water jugs and then he gets picked up to be the fucking punter for the Eagles or something.
Oh, yeah.
So you're delivering pizzas so good that Loomis was like, huh.
Hey.
Look, who's this guy? They saw you
have a
delivering
gun?
the pizzas.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We have a job for you.
Yeah. Man, I've never seen anyone be able to drive shit from one location to the other like this guy. This guy goes A to B like nobody else I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at taking something
you deliver the
somebody
money.
else created and gave it to somebody else. That's really all I do.
Loomis has a 30 minutes or your money back guarantee or something.
I fucking wish.
How would that work? 30 minutes or we take your money back? Because we're giving you the money. Right?
Yeah, it's basically you fucking go until
you fucking hand somebody the case of money. They're like, it's still warm. You're like, damn right it is.
Damn right it is. You remember, you call, you tell them Steve.
The finest fucking delivery business.
It's
is there just like a Loomis light you put on top of your already car?
Yeah.
Like the Domino's thing. That's on top of like a shitty car. So you're like, I'm not eating that from that guy.
Here you go. Fresh hot money. Fresh steaming pile of money. Here you go.
Steaming pile of money.
Yeah, I got a box of quarters and some blue cheese.
A bunch of buffalo nickels on the side. Like those are the garlic knots. That's hilarious. You really did just up your fucking game.
That's it. And I realized it. I was like, oh, I thought I had like a real fucking like. I actually kind of moved up.
You went fucking corporate. You went professional. You fucking took your skill and fucking hell yeah.
Oh, it's like Futurama. Okay, like the whole premise is like that dude gets frozen for 1,000 years, and he used to be a pizza delivery boy, and then they assign him like a job, and it's delivery boy, and he's like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, it's I can't escape. I'm gonna be delivering shit for the rest of my life.
No, you're gonna deliver the president some shit. You're gonna deliver the orders to light the nukes off to the president one day.
It's gonna be.
You're gonna move up the ladder, and then you're gonna deliver those orders that end the world, and you're gonna be an important guy. They're gonna make a movie about you. How they made they made a movie about like the butler at the White House or something. Like he was the guy off to this. If you're you're forgotten fucking figures or whatever that movie was.
We'd have to have like Jared Leto because he's not afraid to like dress up like a girl. You know, if they were to have somebody play me. But he'd have to let himself go. Actually, you know who'd be better? Christian Bale, because Christian Bale is really good at putting on some pounds for a film.
Jared Leto got fat as fuck for that Mark David Chapman movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was terrible. A long time ago. Yeah, you got to get him like within the first couple weeks of him into that.
Yeah,
you're like not like super fat, but just like nice Western New York size. You know what I mean? And you get Western New York in shape.
That's right.
Yeah, so
I got abs behind this fat.
And then you could have him. Are we casting the movie? I got lost. What the fuck are we talking about? We're casting the movie as you and becoming the fucking greatest delivery boy of all time.
Of all time, yeah. Well, I'm well on the way for sure.
That's great. All right. Well, Jimmy and Lindsay are on there, are delivering themselves to your house.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Thank you for everybody who tuned in. I really hope this.
This is
fucking
exciting.
Worked. I hope when this playback works because that's the only recording we have of it.
That's really gonna suck if it doesn't.
No, I think it does because Lee was listening and she said yeah, right. Okay, she's just nodding. I don't think she's listening at all. She's just going like that. She had no idea what I'm saying.
It's good. It's all good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is cool, man, that we finally have, like, the video podcast.
Yeah, no, it's cool to have podcasts feel like prison visits now. Put the hand on the camera.
I just, like, push my nipple up against the fucking glass,
Yeah, that's great. All right, well, we'll do more of these. Probably do another one next week, I guess.
I'm down.
A Sunday afternoon thing. Yeah, if it's easy, if it works. Hopefully this worked. Maybe I'll look into like a USB microphone like this, so that would be just fucking perfect. That's all it needs. The camera's good. I think just a more standard microphone, and maybe if I figure out a way to have us on different channels, whatever. Technical shit that's very boring to everybody. Thank you for listening. We're definitely doing more of these. All right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. I think it's over.